to my YouTube channel, everyone. My name is David Delar and I like to play the guitar. I'm going to show you 3 fascinating, mind-exploring, fun, enjoyable, whatever superlatives you want to add to all of that nonsense, warm-ups. So, this is a bit of a triad workout. Yeah, which way is the beach? This is a really good way of learning the guitar fingerboard. So what we're going to look at is triads on the D, G and B string. We're not going to play any other string. It's just going to be the D, G and B. So we're going to look at G major, C major and D major. So this is the 1, 4 and 5 of a G major scale. So the first chord we're going to look at is going to be a second inversion of G major. So what do I mean by inversions? So if you take a simple triad, so that means the root of the scale, the third of the scale and the fifth of the scale, you can have a major triad. Now if you were to put the third into the bass, so it'll be third, root, fifth, that'll be your first inversion. If you were to put your fifth in the bass, that'll be fifth, root, third, and that will then be your second inversion. I hope that makes sense. So our second inversion is D in the bass, basically. So you got the fifth in the bass. So we've got D, G, and B. This is a G major chord. It just is a jumbled up G major chord. Our next chord we're going to look at is the root triad. So we're going to go to the 5th fret, 4th fret and 3rd fret of the D, G and B strings. That's going to be our root, 3rd and 5th G major. So far we've got second inversion and root. Okay. We can then go to the 9th, 7th and 8th of the D, G and B strings. These are the notes B, D and G. So this is the first inversion. And if we wanted to, we could go up to the 12th fret, 12, 12, 12 on the D, G and B string, just like we did at the nut. It's just an octave higher. So to recap, we got second inversion G, 0, 0, 0, D, G, B. We got 5, 4, 3, G, B, D. We've got 9, 7, 8, otherwise known as B, D, G. It's our first inversion. And then we've got the same thing as the nut, D, G, and B, 12, 12, 12. Now, if you were to try to remember where the root is in all of those triads, so that would be the G string on the first chord, that will be the D string on the root position, and that will be the B string on the first inversion. Then you can start applying these shapes to other chords. So if we were to go to the C major, so the 4 chord in our G major pattern, we could immediately look at our first inversion, because we can find that shape that you might know from C major, where you got third, second and first finger, and just use the middle 3, the D string, G string, B string. Your first finger is the root, isn't it? It's the C. So that's our first inversion. So that'd be 2, 0, 1. Then we can go up to the 5th fret to go 5, 5, 5, which will be G, C and E. Then we can go to the root position C on the 10th, 9th and 8th. And then if we can stretch, we can go to the 14th, the 12th and the 13th, which is the first inversion, again an octave higher. Yeah. Are you following me so far? The next thing we can do is go to the D major. So we're going to go to the 4th fret, the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret. So that would be the F sharp, A and D. So the root of that chord is on the B string, isn't it? Because that's our first inversion. Then we can go to the 7th, 7th, 7th of the D, G and B strings. Then that means our root is on the G string. Correct. Then we can go up to the root position, which will be the 12th, 11th and 10th. And find our root position of D major, which will be D, F sharp and A. And if you can stretch, you can go all the way back up to the 16th, 14th and 15th on the D, G and B strings to play the first inversion again. So to run through all of those again, we've got this for G major, this for C, this for D, and then you can finish for the G. So that's all the chords. Now, if you wanted to do what is known as voice leading, which is the thing that I was doing at the start of this video, and this is the warm-up, you can go G, C and D. So that's 1, 4, 5. And instead of jumping around the guitar like this, what some people do, or yeah, you can do something which is a bit more subtle. So where you switch from chord to chord using the least amount of note changes. So if you go up to the second inversion of G, which was the 12, 12, 12, the closest C is going to be on the B string. So that'll be the first inversion of C, which will be on the 14th, 12th and 13th. So then where's our closest D? It's going to be back to the root position D, which is on the 12th fret. So our triad can be moved around in the space of about 3 frets. You go from your second inversion G to your first inversion C to your root position D. Similarly, you could go second inversion G down to the root position C and then up to the root position D. Then you can go to the first inversion G to the root position C and then down to the second inversion D. Then you can go to the first inversion G down to the second inversion C up to the second inversion D. Then you can go down to the root position G to the second inversion C down to the first inversion D. Then you can go to the root position G down to the first inversion C up to the first inversion D. Then you can go down to the second inversion G to the first inversion C up to the first inversion D, and then you can finish and have a cup of tea. So all of that is on the 3 tab that is down there, so you've got loads of time to work it out. But if you wanted to turn this into a fingerstyle thing, then you can just basically use a fingerstyle pattern. So what I was doing was this sort of pseudo West African sort of style. It's kind of a syncopated thumb first, second finger first, and back down to the thumb. So I'm going P, I, M, I, P, or thumb, index, middle, index, thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can run through that pattern over those chords. So we can go, I'll just run through it again. So you got the second inversion G to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second inversion. First inversion C. Root position D. Second inversion G. Second inversion G. Root position C. Slide that up to root position D. back to second inversion G. First inversion G, root position C, second inversion D, first inversion G, first inversion G, second inversion C, slide that up, back to the beginning. First root position G, second inversion C, first inversion D, root position G, root position G, first inversion C, slide that up for D, root position G, second inversion G, first inversion C, slide that up, finish. And there we have it, a massive chord workout, G, C and D. Pretty much every way you can possibly play G, C and D, all the way up the neck from the open strings, all the way up to the 14th fret. So lots to work on there. Quite a fun little workout. Once you know how to do it, it's really enjoyable changing. And it also opens up lots of other possibilities for soloing, because you start to realise, oh yeah, I can just switch between that chord and that chord, which is really good fun. And also just keep adding your own fingerstyle patterns. It doesn't have to be that sort of pseudo West African thing. It could just be a nice sort of, you know, anything you want. So just play around with it, have fun, good luck. Cheers.